I'm an Iranian American, born and raised in Southern
Persian.
California. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Persian New Year's this
I
week.
love Persians. Very smart people.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that. There's been an Islamic terrorist regime occupying Iran since 1979.
Yep.
Before the Islamic Revolution, Iran was one of the most thriving countries in the 60s and 70s. Since the revolution, the middle class has died out, women are lacking basic rights, and the youth are all addicts on opium in the streets. The Islamic regime continues to fund terrorist organizations like Hezbollah, Taliban, and Hamas, while the Iranian people are dying and starving in the streets. What needs to happen to overthrow this regime, and does that involve the West?
Well, I will say this. I'm not one to overly play into CIA narratives. It's America's fault that Iran is currently under the current regime occupation. I mean, you know the history, right? So you had the Shah. There was a democratically elected Mossadegh.
Yep.
I always mispronounce it, right? But I was close enough,
Yeah,
right?
that was close.
And then he wants to nationalize the oil. Some goofy stuff happens. We get involved and displace him and put the Shah back in when he's sick, super unpopular, and then you get radicalism, right? So I'm not one to overplay into America bad. This was a royal screw-up on behalf of the American Central Intelligence Agency and the British intelligence. So when you say, what do we have to do to regime change? I'm like, maybe we should sit this one out, let the Iranian people figure it out themselves in a sense. I'm cheering for Iran to get this sorted out. It has to be youth-led. You know the numbers better than I do, but I think that half of the population's under the age of 30 in Iran.
Yeah.
Is that right?
More than half of the, is between 18 and 30 year olds.
It has to be. Here's the tragedy, that Iran has a incredible history of being a great nation, a wealthy nation. Persians that come to this country are wealthy and entrepreneurial and incredible people. And Iran is basically a third world country right now. Am I correct?
You are exactly correct.
And it's a tragedy. And it's only because Iran is being terrorized by an Islamic theocratic regime. Would you agree with that assessment?
I couldn't agree more.
So as far as what America can do, I mean, I don't know, we could probably make it worse is what we could probably do. But I'm cheering for the people of Iran to overthrow this current government. I truly am. Because the people of Iran are some of my favorite people I get to meet, and they're some of the most pro-American people when they come to this country. What is the best model for a Muslim country in your view?
I guess, I really can't answer that. I guess you just have to kind of
Do you enjoy not having to cover yourself in public?
Yeah, I guess.
So that you don't like Islam very much then, because majority of Islamic countries would require you to have full garb in public.
That's not fair to say that, because...
In Saudi Arabia, could you dress like this in Saudi Arabia?
What am I dressed as? I'm wearing a t-shirt.
No, I know exactly. You can't dress like that's way too much skin for Saudi Arabia. Could you show that much skin in Egypt? Could you show this much skin in Iran?
Yes, you can, because there's different religions. There's different religions there.
No, you can't. I'm sorry. This is the point. Is that?
But that's Islamophobia. You're basically
No, it's not
saying
Islamophobic. It's factual. You literally could not dress like this in the streets of Riyadh as a woman. This is way too provocative. Way too much skin. When we say Islamophobia, you as a woman should stand up against Islam and its treatment of women.
So that is Islamophobia, to stand against Islam, though.
No. Again, there's no such thing as Islamophobia. It's Islamic realism. Do you think women's should be clipped at age 8 to make sure they don't have any sexual pleasure? It's called female genital mutilation. Do you believe in that?
Wait, can you repeat that?
Do you think female should be clipped at age of 8 to make sure they do not have sexual pleasure for the rest of their life?
No.
That happens in almost every major Muslim majority country.
And that happens with Christians too, though.
No, it does not. No, it does not. No, it does not. So you as a woman should stand up against Islam, because you as a Western woman are now able to dress like this. You're able to experience sex with pleasure. You can say what you want. You cannot do that in most Muslim countries. Most Muslim countries, you as a woman, you'd be subjected. Your testimony doesn't matter in court. You don't have freedom of speech. You can't run for public office. You can't own property. You can't even drive.
You can't get an education.
You can't get an
go to the
education.
gym, can't go see a male doctor,
So
but
you're
they don't
saying that I
allow
shouldn't
women
be
to be
Muslim?
doctors.
I'm sorry, what?
So what I'm trying to get is that you're saying I shouldn't be Muslim.
No, I'm saying you as a woman should have a lot of problems with Islam. You should, absolutely.
Of course I do, and that's
I'm saying,
why
but-
I'm not conforming to certain it. But we have moved so much through society.
Islam has not moved. In Iran, you couldn't dress like this. You couldn't talk like this. The point is this. Islam is against Western values. It's incompatible with Western values. And we in the West actually think you should have the rights that you have right now to speak and to be able to show, the skin you show here, and, be able to have a happy life. And in Saudi Arabia, in Saudi Arabia or Iran, you cannot.
Do you agree with all of those Arabs coming in, or Africans coming into Europe?
I think it's, first of all, it's a worldview thing. Number one, I'm very outspoken. I think Islam is incompatible with large parts of Western civilization. I think Islam is. But look, I mean, you make an important point. If you think you could just import millions of people into your country and assimilation will happen overnight just because they're going to start eating at McDonald's and In-N-Out Burger and wearing blue jeans, it's not true. And so we want unity and assimilation. And quite honestly, that's why I think we should shut off all immigration, legal and illegal, for the time being, and as we did in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, early 60s.
I come from a family of Mexicans. I'm Mexican ethnicity, and I'm an American citizen. I was born here. So my parents came here legally. They became residents and then later citizens. So I'm very grateful to be here legally. And my question for you was, you right now were saying that you think too many people are coming here legally from outside?
Yeah.
Could you expand on that? Because I just like to learn more about it and hear your perspective.
Well, we have too many illegal people, first and foremost,
Okay.
and we also have too many legal people. The illegal is a bigger issue, but the legal is still a big issue. My current focus is on the amount of Arab Muslims that are coming into this country that are not assimilating. And when you start to see tens of thousands of people march the streets chanting Middle Eastern phrases such as "Continue the Intifada, glory to our martyrs," I think we should ask ourselves, are we really bringing people into the country that share our values? So your family came here the right way. You've obviously learned English, right?
Yeah.
And you consider yourself an American. Let's look at just one community in particular. And I know I'm running the risk of, painting it with too broad of a brush, but the Somali Muslim community in Minnesota has not made deliberate attempts to assimilate with the American experience.
Yeah, I think illegal immigrants is a huge issue.
Yeah.
Because many people are quick to defend it, but the issue is when someone comes in illegally, they don't have representation. And
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people can go missing or bad things haven't happened.
Well, your family deserves great credit. They came here the right way, and I
Thank
wish
you.
more people did. God bless you. Thank
No,
you.
yeah,